Subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss another video of Bhakti Charu Swami.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajapacharya Ashtottar Shatu Shri Srimad Abhay Charunar Vindu Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur ki Jai Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki Jai Shri Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jai Shri Shri Prahlad Nrisimha Dev ki Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Shamaveta Bhakti ki Jai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Sri Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So today I'm supposed to speak on, or rather continue to speak on Lord Nrisimha's pastimes and identity and mercy. How many of you are here day before yesterday for Nrisimha Chaturdasi evening festival? Okay. So those who are here, you remember I spoke briefly. I didn't want to speak too long. I don't want to carry on the class too long because everybody was fasting and I don't want to drag on too long. So, and I assured that today also I'll come and speak on Lord Nrisimha more elaborately. So that day I just briefly discussed about a few points. One was why we give so much importance to Lord Nrisimha. Our focus is on Krishna, we devote with Krishna. And although there are so many incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we don't really worship them that elaborately. Like for example, even Lord Ramchandra, we do not really worship him or sing his glory every day, practically after every kirtan. But Nrisimha we do. Why is that? Because to the devotees, Lord Nrisimha has a very, very special significance. Nrisimha removes the obstacles from the path of devotion. Therefore, those who have accepted the path of devotion, they depend upon Lord Nrisimha's mercy very much because he removes the obstacles and hurdles and impediments from the path of devotion. When the obstacles are removed, then what happens? Then the journey becomes easy. No obstacles, so you can move forward quite easily. So that's why there is so much importance we give to the Nrisimha. In that respect, we record a few things like Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur gave Nrisimha mantra to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur even before giving him Hare Krishna mantra. When he was 6 years old, he gave him Nrisimha mantra. Of course, generally father doesn't give initiation to his son, but Bhakti Vinod Thakur gave Nrisimha mantra to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wrote what he gave them. Because Lord Nrisimha removes the hurdles and the obstacles from the path of devotion. And we also recall a few other incidents, like at one time in Germany, our movement was facing a lot of difficulties. The German government took away our temple, which was a beautiful castle, Schloss Rettershof, confiscated all our assets. And our movement was facing a lot of difficulties in Germany. And the leader of Germany at the time, HH Maharaja, he established Lord Nrisimha's temple. And since then there was no problem. In Mayapur also we had a lot of difficulties. Twice the dacoits attacked our temple. The second attack was very, very serious. They came with bombs and guns and attacked our temple. One of our devotees, Bhakti Maharaj, he lost one of his legs in the bomb blast. And they stole Radharani's deity, small deity, actually Prabhupada established. And they ransacked the temple completely. And then Lord Nrisimha's deity was established in Mayapur. Since then we didn't have any problem. In this way we see so many times the devotees experience how Lord Nrisimha is protecting them and removing the obstacles from the path of their devotion. There are so many other anecdotes that comes to my mind. Also in Germany, in Hamburg, devotees used to go to do Harinam at night in a red light area in Hamburg. It's very, but at night time that place was completely crowded. And our devotees used to go and do Harinam. And one day, a giant of a man, big man, he came charging towards the devotees. And the devotees didn't know what to do. So the leader of the group started to chant, Namaste Nrisimha. And that person, something happened to him. His body just went up and fell down. The paramedics came and they said that he had a massive heart attack. So this is how Lord Nrisimha protects the devotees. So the point is, remember, whenever you are in difficulty, whose shelter will you take? Right. We should have implicit faith on Lord Nrisimha. We know what happened to Prahlad Maharaj. Like, in that respect, we know the descriptions of Prahlad Maharaj and Nrisimha's mercy upon him from Srimad Bhagavatam. I will just add a little more to that from Brihadaradiya Purana. Nrisimha Purana is describing that Lord Nrisimha, Hiranyakashipu, when he got the message that his brother Hiranyaksha was killed by Hari, Varahadev. So he decided to take revenge. And he realized that this Hari is extremely powerful, so powerful that he could kill his brother who was equally powerful, if not more powerful. So in order to defeat Hari, he has to become even more powerful. So he went to Mandar mountain and decided to perform austerities. So when he was about to start his austerities, Brahmas anticipated some trouble. So Brahma called Narad Muni. Look, this character is starting his austerity, and obviously he's out to create some trouble. So Narad said, don't worry, I'll take care of that. So Narad Muni called his friend, Parvat Muni, and they assumed the form of two birds and started to fly around Hiranyakashipu while he was standing on one leg trying to meditate. And so Narad and Parvat Muni, assuming the form of two birds, started to chant the glory of the Lord. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. He couldn't concentrate in Hiranyakashipu. So he decided to attack these two birds and kill them. So at that time, they flew away. But he was totally disappointed. He was about to start his meditation and austerity broke. So he came back home. So Kayathu, his wife, asked what happened. He went to perform austerities that we thought that it would take thousands of years. So he came back so early. So he described these two birds from somewhere came and started to disturb me, chanting the glory of my enemy, Narayan. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. So while he was describing this anecdote and chanting Om Namo Narayanaya, at that time actually Kayathu conceived Prahlad. And because he chanted Om Namo Narayanaya, he became a devotee. Or rather, the devotee brings that auspiciousness. Prahlad Maharaja is a very special devotee, there is no doubt about that. About that also there is a description in Hari Bhakti Vilas, how Prahlad became such a great devotee. One day, Prahlad Maharaj in his previous life, along with his girlfriend, he went to some secluded place to have a picnic. And so they cleaned up the place and were about to have their picnic. And they developed an argument, which turned into a big fight. And they had such a bitter fight that they didn't eat anything the whole day and stayed up, couldn't sleep the whole night. And that day happened to be Nrisimha Chaturdasi. And the place they cleaned up was actually the ruin of a Nrisimha temple. Because on Nrisimha Chaturdasi day, they cleaned up Nrisimha temple and fasted and stayed up the whole night. Prahlad, in his next life, became Prahlad Maharaj, a great devotee. So we all know what a great devotee Prahlad Maharaj was. From his childhood, he developed his attachment to Lord Hari Krishna. And one day his father naturally, affectionately asked his son, even the demons have affection for their children. So, putting him on his lap, very affectionately asked, so Prahlad, what do you think is the ultimate goal of life? So Prahlad said, the ultimate goal of life is to become a devotee of Hari. Surrender unto Hari and dedicate oneself completely to his loving devotion and service. So he was very upset. He thought, where did this child learn this? So he thought, little child probably saying something doesn't really mean that. So he called his guru's sons, Shanda and Amarta, Shukracharya's two sons, and put Prahlad in their custody to educate them. So Prahlad was sent to school. Other demoniac children also were coming to school. And so while they were playing during the off time, like he would teach them how to sing the glory of the Lord and dance. And so he was teaching them how to become a devotee of Krishna. So the demoniac children, demons' children, asked Prahlad, this our Guru never taught. Where did you learn all this? So then he narrated that when he was in the womb of his mother, Narad Muni used to instruct his mother about Krishna and the importance of devotional service. And sitting in his mother's womb, he actually learned all that. So this is how we can see that Prahlad Maharaj was a devotee even when he was in his mother's womb. And another important thing that we learn also, that devotional service comes as a gift from another devotee. Unless and until we receive the mercy of a devotee, hear the glory about the Lord from other devotees, we cannot possibly become a devotee. How many of you have come to Krishna consciousness due to your attachment or connection to other devotees who spoke to you about Krishna consciousness? Yeah. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his Madhurya Kadambini, his book, very important book, not very big, small book. He gives, initially at the beginning, he is making certain points, questions and counter questions, that how does one receive devotion to Krishna? And he was going point by point, like does pious activities make one a devotee? Can one become a devotee due to pious activity, due to austerity, due to penance, and he was rejecting, no. And he was giving reasons. And finally he makes the point, then does Krishna give devotion to a devotee? There also he says no. The reason being that if Krishna gave devotion to some and didn't give devotion to others, then Krishna would be considered to be partial. But Krishna is samadarshiki. Krishna is equally disposed to everyone. Krishna is totally impartial. So Krishna doesn't give devotion. It is Krishna's devotees who give devotion to others. Krishna is impartial, but Krishna's devotees are partial. When they see that someone is becoming more inclined or good in their attitude, willing to receive, they have shraddha, they have faith, they have respect, then it is they who give devotion to the devotee. So the only way one can receive devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the mercy of the devotee is the devotees who create the good fortune. Like we can see, Srila Prabhupada came, one pure devotee came to America and distributed devotional service to all over the world. So it is by the mercy of a devotee we can see that always it's due to the mercy of a devotee that one receives devotion to Krishna. Therefore, we should be very careful to be favorably disposed to the devotees and not to offend the devotees. While a devotee's mercy can give us devotional service to Krishna, but at the same time, offenses to the devotees can destroy our spiritual life. So this is how Prahlad Maharaj told his friends how he actually received all these important informations. The Guru did not impart it to them, but his Guru, real Guru, a devotee Guru, the Guru again is Jai Krishna Tattvavedta Shri Guru. Unless and until one is a devotee of Krishna, one cannot become a Guru. So, then, as you all know what happened, when Prahlad was taken to Hiranyakashipu again, Hiranyakashipu very affectionately asked him, "So, my son, what did you learn from your teachers?" Prahlad repeated the same thing. "I learned many things, and out of them, the most important thing is to consider what will make our life successful. What is the ultimate success? And the ultimate success of life is achieved by becoming a devotee to the Supreme Personality." So Hiranyakashipu was extremely angry. He called Shandana. "What are you teaching to my son?" They said, "Well, what happened?" He said, you taught him that the ultimate goal of life is to become a devotee, my arch enemy. What are you teaching my son? He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If at all there is a Supreme Personality of Godhead, that's me. Don't you see how I have conquered everything in this universe? So they started to tremble with fear and said, "No, we didn't teach him that. Now, where did he learn that from?" And so he concluded, maybe these demigods are coming in disguise and giving him, brainwashing him in this way. So he placed his soldiers all around the Gurukul so that nobody, even a bird, cannot fly. And started to protect the Gurukul atmosphere in that way. And so then, again after some time, he called him. And Prahlad gave the same reply, even more elaborately. That how Durlabha Manusam Janma, that how rare this human form of life is. Labdha Sudurlabha Bohu Sambhavati. After many, many possibilities, one achieves this human form of life, and one should be careful not to squander it. This is the time, this human form of life gives the opportunity to recognize his spiritual identity and develop his loving relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It crossed the limit of Hiranyakashipu's tolerance. It threw him away from his land and ordered his soldiers to kill him. Just as one poisonous tree can destroy the whole forest, just a little spark of fire can burn the whole house. This kulangar, the burning cinder of the family, is going to destroy the entire family. So kill him. So they immediately followed the order of their master. And these soldiers, these bodyguards of Hiranyakashipu, were so powerful that they could even deal with the demigods and defeat them. So they unseized their weapons and attacked them. But those weapons couldn't even touch Prahlad. They broke into pieces, and some of the weapons just turned around and chopped them off. So Hiranyakashipu was surprised. So he said, okay, put him in the pit of a venomous snake. And so that was done. Prahlad was thrown in the pit of venomous snakes, and the snakes kept on biting. But nothing happened to Prahlad. And these are all celestial snakes, actually. They are not ordinary snakes, or even king cobras. Like snakes with many, many heads and full of poison. So poison, they're so poisonous that their poison could even melt stones or burn a tree into ashes. But nothing happened to Prahlad, and they started to get totally exhausted. They started to appeal to Hiranyakashipu that our fangs are broken, our sacks are empty, but nothing is happening to this child. So, as you know, like Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu tried to kill Prahlad in so many ways, but he didn't succeed. Then one night, Hiranyakashipu went out in disguise to find out what was happening in his kingdom. In the Vedic time, the kings often used to do that. In disguise, they would go, like Lord Ramchandra did that, HH Maharaja used to do that. And great personalities always, because they would not rely on the informations from their secret agents. They themselves would go and find out what's happening. So one night when he was in disguise, when he was just looking around in his kingdom, he heard someone chanting the name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He became very surprised who was chanting. And then he found that it was his own son. The dead of the night is chanting. So he called his minister to tie him up, not with ordinary ropes, but with snakes, a nagpash, the snake bond. And so when he's asleep, you do that. So the minister was waiting, and when he thought that Prahlad was asleep, so he arranged that nagpash to tie him up and throw him in the ocean. And not just throw him in the ocean, but throw big boulders and mountain peaks to bury him under the ocean. So that was done, and Varun Dev, seeing Prahlad in that condition, the king of the ocean, he actually got him up. And at that time Karuna appeared there, and seeing Karuna, the snakes ran away. And Karuna also had a big feast. So Hiranyakashipu got completely baffled. Not only angry, but he was wondering, how come this boy is so powerful? So he called him and asked him, where do you get this power? So his answer was that I am getting this power from where everybody gets his power. Where from you also got your power. All the power actually comes from the supreme powerful Hari. And I became completely enraged. Hari, where is your Hari? Hari is everywhere. We may not be able to see him, but he is everywhere. Bahir Nrisimha, Hridayi Nrisimha. He is in your heart also. And unfortunately, although he is so close to you, you can't see him. And he is outside also. And so he shouted, "Is he there in this pillar?" So you sure he is there. And he actually, Hiranyakashipu had the sword of Lord Shiva called Chandrahas. So he took that sword and struck that pillar. The pillar broke into pieces. And a wonderful form appeared from that pillar. Half lion, half man. Like here we find that in Nrisimha Puran there are some more elaborate descriptions that Hiranyakashipu did not get into a fight straight away. He actually sent one Akshogini soldier to deal with him. In no time that one Akshogini soldier was eliminated. Another Akshogini was sent. In this way, 3 times he sent 3 Akshogini soldiers, and they were all wiped out. And then he himself started to fight. And a terrible fight ensued. Actually, Lord Nrisimha didn't appear at twilight. He actually appeared at noontime. And for about 6 hours, the fight was going on. It's at the time of twilight, he killed him. Anyway, so at that time, when the day was just about to turn into night, the Sandhi, conjunction of day and night, when it's neither day nor night, the Lord grabbed Hiranyakashipu. He sat at the doorstep and then he placed him on his lap and with his nail he tore open his belly and chest, pulled out his intestine along with his heart and wrapped it around his neck. That's how he killed him. Now, Hiranyakashipu was so powerful that when he was fighting with Indra, Indra's elephant, Airavat, which is extremely, unbelievably powerful, Airavat struck him on his chest, and as a result of that, Airavat's tusk broke. So that is how powerful Hiranyakashipu was. But the Lord, when he placed him on his lap and tore his intestine and chest open, he did it as if a child is tearing open a wasp. So, Tanu Bringam, a wasp. So this is how Hiranyakashipu was killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hiranyakashipu wanted to become immortal. Brahma said that, no, I can't give you that boon, it's beyond my ability. In this material nature, no one is immortal. Everyone has to die. One may have a long life, but eventually everybody has to die. Even I have to die. So how can I give you this benediction? So Hiranyakashipu thought, okay, Brahma doesn't want to give me the boon of immortality, but I'll somehow or other get it. So he made all kinds of arrangements to become immortal. that no man, no animal, no demigod, Rakshasa, Gandharva, Kinnara, he named everything. Won't be able to kill me. Brahma said, fine, that benediction I can give. No weapon will be able to kill me. Fine, that benediction. I will not be killed on the space or on the land or on the water. Okay, I can do it. I won't be killed inside the house or outside the house. Okay, fine. That benediction also I can give. I will not be killed in the space or that also. So in this way, he practically made all arrangements to avert his death. But who can outsmart the Supreme Personality of Godhead? No man, no animal, etc., will be able to kill me. So he appeared as a half man, half lion. Neither a man nor a man. He won't be able to kill in the space or on the land. So he placed him on his lap, which is neither the space nor the land. He won't be killed inside the house or outside the house. He sat on the doorstep, which is neither inside nor the outside of the house. He won't be killed during the day or night. He killed him at the time of twilight, when the day is merging into night, when it's neither day nor night. He won't be killed by any weapon. So he killed him with his nails, which is not considered a weapon. So this is how Hiranyakashipu was killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord appeared to protect his devotee in this way. So that is a very, very special nature of Lord Nrisimha. When Krishna says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam, that Lord Nrisimha actually displays that prediction or that announcement of the Lord to the fullest extent. He really protects his devotees and annihilates the demons. Srila Jiva Goswami also gives another anecdote in Bhakti Sandarbha that there was a devotee called Brahmana, called Vishakshena. He was a devotee and he used to travel around. There are many Brahmanas who used to wander around from one place of pilgrimage to another place of pilgrimage. They're called Dvaitik Brahmana, those who go from Tirtha to Tirtha. So this Brahmana, while traveling, he came to a village and he sat on a Shiva temple and he was chanting the name of the Lord. The village leader's son, along with his associates, came there and saw him, the Brahmana, chanting the name of the Lord. So he said, look, this is the village where everyone worships Lord Shiva. You're also sitting in the temple of Lord Shiva. So you have to chant the name of Lord Shiva. If at all you have to worship somebody, you have to worship Lord Shiva. So he said, I am a devotee of Vishnu. He is my worshipable deity. So I can't worship anyone else. So this way an argument ensued, and this person, the village leader's son, he pulled out his sword and he was about to kill him as a heated argument, as a result of that heated argument. But the Brahmana just relied on the Supreme Lord. So at that time, an amazing thing happened. that lingam of Lord Shiva split, broke. Lord Nrisimha came out and killed all of them. That temple is still there in South India called Lingashvota. And then Lord Nrisimha instructed the Brahmana that look, it is not just that you have to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his devotee. As a devotee, you should also worship his devotees, the Lord's devotees. And recognize Lord Shiva as a devotee. And he is also a gunavatar of the Supreme Personality. So there is nothing wrong as a devotee to worship Lord Shiva. Only thing is, the difference is that what you are going to ask from him. Demons take advantage of Lord Shiva's generous nature, his Ashutosh. He becomes pleased very quickly. Therefore the demons take advantage. They somehow or other please Lord Shiva and get their agenda fulfilled. So the demons take advantage of Lord Shiva's generous nature. But and they worship Lord Shiva for their selfish to fulfill their selfish motivation. But the devotee approaches Lord Shiva to receive devotion from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's the difference between a devotee worshipping Lord Shiva and demons worshipping Lord Shiva. There is no harm in worshipping Lord Shiva. What really matters is what is the objective of that worship. So this is how we get a very wonderful instruction that how should we look at Lord Shiva. Sometimes the Shiva devotees and Vishnu devotees get into a massive conflict. But there is no need for that. We are also worshippers of Lord Shiva. Vaishnavanam jatha shambhu. That's our understanding. Kshiram jatha dati vikara vishesha. Just as milk turns into yogurt, similarly Krishna transformed himself into Lord Shiva. There is no difference. So that is how we have to approach Lord Shiva. Thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Sri Sri Nrisimha Bhagavan.
Any questions? Yes, Prabhu. Excellent talk, Prabhu. I have a basic question, naive question. Where did that lion face came from this god?
He can assume any form.
Two examples. All religions say that Christianity or Hindu is evolutionary, fits to human life. 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna and the Vignesh or Hanuman came from non-human primates that fits with the humans as well.
These are all mental speculation. Don't give any importance to that.
I'll finish one. And then the Vignesh, Lord Vignesh, this head transplant is there in the science. Now pigs transplantation, and we're going to reach head transplant also soon in the near future. So where did this lion face came from? It doesn't fit in evolution point of view.
I got your question.
And the second thing is
let me answer
last
this
point.
question.
This is our imagination to show lion as aggressive animal.
Yeah. The thing is that when you are dealing with the spiritual topic and spiritual reality, get rid of your mind and intellect. Spiritual reality is eternal. The Lord's form as Nrisimha is eternally there. It is not that his form evolved. There's no question of evolution when you're dealing with the spiritual reality. Therefore I said, get rid of your intellect and mind. You won't be able to enter into that region with your intellect. You have to simply accept whatever is there in the scriptures. Do you accept there is another reality beyond this material nature? Do you accept it?
I do.
Yeah. So where is that reality? See, let's put it this way. We are seeing the world of matter. We are in the world of matter. Right? This is matter, this is matter, this is matter. Matter by nature is inert. Right? Isn't it? Matter is inert? Yes or no?
Both.
No, just give me a simple answer.
Atom size will have a life, don't have life, but why?
Okay, simple consideration. Simple consideration. Does this table have consciousness?
It was conscious, now it's
Don't get into that. When was it conscious? It was conscious. Did you see this table conscious at any time?
We'll discuss half mind, please.
I mean, don't just try to understand. Just use your common sense and answer. Is this table conscious or no? Answer, yes.
It was alive, but now it's dead.
How do you know? Did your grandfather tell you?
This is biology.
Biology. Who made this biology?
Nature.
Nature. And this is nature. By nature, is this table conscious or inert?
Now we see it.
Please answer give a simple answer to a simple question.
The simplest question is how the face.
Okay, if that is, then I will say there is no point talking to you. Because you are not going to accept a simple answer. You asked a question, and if you don't want to accept a simple answer, then it's a waste of time talking to you.
There is no.
Yes.
Other questions? Karen? What? Yeah, you're next.
Not related to the previous.
Yeah, Mataji and you.
Prabhu, thank you. It's beautiful. I'd like to make 2 comments and a question, quickly.
Sure.
What you said was so simple yet so profound. You said, this is a rare birth to be human.
Yeah.
I go out every day, I see the news, thousands of people killing each other, theft, people driving, crowded. And I think, oh, there's too many people around. But when I come here to the temple and hear you say that, and you really stop for a second and think, it is precious. I don't think this way every day in the material world. And just to come here, to hear that one thing and be reminded. So if you really listen, you know you're speaking the truth. And I grew up Jewish. And the second thing you said was also very profound. Who here came to Krishna consciousness through another devotee? Well, the other devotee, he's partially Krishna consciousness, but I lived just 10 minutes down the road, and for 20 years, I didn't come to the temple. There's singing here, there's free lunch, and then I heard through a mindfulness group, just the Yoga Americans chanting in a book club. And when I heard that chant and met the devotee, I couldn't not come to this temple. And when they came, I can't stay away. Doesn't matter what happens. Broke my foot here, whatever. Just, it's so compelling, it is the devotees. And then when you come here, it's the devotees that keep you here or encourage you. And I can't tell you how important, even you're talking about Nrisimha, how important that is. It's what you said, and Ananda started, gratitude. And then you also said, and what is the goal of life? To be a devotee. Whatever level you're on. Because I surely know money, looks, blah, 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 is not going to make you happy. It's not going to fill the... And it's just, I have a lot of gratitude.
Thank you.
I have to ask you a little side question now. Nrisimha. I see all these beautiful pictures of Krishna, Chaitanya, Nityananda, Gauranga, Radha, Krishna. But I see Hanuman over there. And I got started learning the Hare Krishna and the Hanuman Chalisa. And so, because of Hanuman is the remover of obstacles too, or could you say anything about it? Not to take away the lion. Just anything. He's on the altar. Nrisimha isn't. His picture's there.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
just say why we don't.
Yeah. You see, Hanuman is a great devotee of the Supreme Personality of God, Lord Ramchandra. And when Lord Ramchandra came, different other divine personalities also came to assist him. And, Hanuman was one of them. He is actually a partial incarnation of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva has this Rudra aspect, the anger aspect and destructive aspect. So that is being represented by or displayed by Hanuman. Whoever is standing on the way to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like Ravana, Hanuman was there to just wipe him out.
Thank you. I think, how many more questions do we have?
I had one.
We have 1, 2, 3. So then because I know we're running a little late, but we'll take 3 more questions and then take this out. I think this gentleman was next, and then.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thanks for rekindling the story of Prahlad and Nrisimha. My question was related to one of the topics that you mentioned, where Prahlad and they cleaned the old temple of Nrisimha. I was not aware of the story. Was it from some previous kalpa? Can you elaborate that story a little?
That's right, yeah. That's, It is from Hari Bhakti Vilas. You see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's very intimate associate, Sanatana Goswami, was assigned to give the elaborate scriptural evidence of different rituals or different activities that you conduct. And that is called Hari Bhakti Vilas. And in this Hari Bhakti Vilas, there is this that what Prahlad was in his previous life and how he became such a great devotee. And you got it right. The question naturally arises, like, Nrisimha appeared after Prahlad, so how come in his previous life there was a Nrisimha temple? You see, time moves in cycle. In the larger concept also, the time moves in cycle. That is called kalpa. One kalpa, one day of Brahma, like that, So, in a previous kalpa, Lord Nrisimha appeared. In every kalpa, Lord Nrisimha appears. And this was one such previous kalpa's ruins that was existing.
So you're saying that every time it's like just the same cycle repeats?
Exactly. Yeah. Same, more or less in the same way. Like, in the morning, you get up, brush your teeth, take your breakfast, go to office. Like the day follows practically the similar kind of a routine, but every day is different from different.
Slightly different.
Right.
So that's why there are maybe so many versions of.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. There are different. Sometimes there are contradictions in the scriptures. We have to understand. It's kalpa bhed. It happened in some other.
Thank you. Yes, Guru.
Thank you, Maharaj.
I thought, okay, that's it. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Actually, you answered most part of my question with other things. Like I was under the impression Lord Nrisimha's form was manifested just to kill Hiranyakashipu, but Lord's form is eternal. The only fact is Hiranyakashipu doesn't aware of Lord Nrisimha's form is my current understanding. So if that is correct, I request you to please explain or share few details about Lord Nrisimha's spiritual planet, Vaikuntha planet. Which planet actually Lord Nrisimha resides personally?
Yeah, in Vaikuntha, Lord Nrisimha has his own planet also. There he is present, surrounded by his devotees. And the devotees of Lord Nrisimha, when they achieve their spiritual perfection, they go back to that planet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, last question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, my pleasure to see you again. And all glories to you.
Thank you.
I just want to add something real quick. I don't have a question. The more I read what Prabhupada left behind for us, the more I'm convinced that the only way to learn something is to read. And if you want to learn everything about Krishna consciousness, the Srimad Bhagavatam has a lot of reading things there that you can learn from it. And the same way, the sun is material, is matter, but is alive. At one point of the system is going to disappear as well. So everything that borns has to die too. So thank you so much for your explanation and for your class. Very beautiful.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.